Okay, ladies, I just need to talk with us about the ending of the term and the term work that we should be doing. Right? We should be doing three different things. The individual work, let's talk about that first. The individual work um, is to do two things. One, things to do. And the second thing is case studies. In both of these, I notice a few of you have finished, just a few, but you mostly list the points. Yes, the points that you put down, they are very relevant points. They are good points. They are good statements, but you can't just put down a point. You have to explain the points. So in things to do, when you put a point down and say that is the answer, no, you must further explain. So you must develop brief essays that explain your points. The same thing in case studies, right? You must behave as though you really studied the case. So you're not going to just put down the points. You will have to write, short essays to support each point. The other thing is that there are three sections in the Google Classroom or on the Google Classroom platform. The first section that we go into and we enter and see is stream. The other section is classwork. And the final section in those three would be people. People would consist of the teacher and the students. Now we use stream for communication. So if this teacher has an announcement to make to the class, the teacher would utilize that segment of the Google Classroom. Students can also use it for horizontal communication, which means to communicate with each other, send information to and fro to one another. So it's basically used for that. Do not, in capital letters, do not upload your work to stream. If you upload your work to stream, it is a free for all for everybody to see. And so somebody can not only read your work, they can also copy your work. To make your work safe, you upload your work in the section that is marked class work, the very section that the teacher would put your material, assignment, video links, etc. in that same section. Wherever you see a work assigned to you, it is in that very section that you must either edit the paper that is there or do your own paper and upload it where you see upload in that same segment, marked class work. In that way, it is safe between you and the teacher, and it is easier to deal with as well. And the teacher can read your work, mark it, and assign your grade right away. So immediately after the teacher marks it, you are able to see your grade, right? So don't put your work, don't upload your work to stream. Upload your work to class work. Look for class work, click on it, and whatever the assignment is, you click on that assignment and do your work there or upload it from there. The other one is the group work now. Some persons are asking, just a few, one or two persons are asking if they can do it individually. Let me tell you, no, please do not try to do it individually. This segment of the work is to help students to work with each other, right? That is what education is all about. It doesn't make sense you're bright like the morning star, you're a bright spark, and then having left school, you are incapable of working with others. So group work in school is to ensure that you are able, you are initialized, able, uh, and capable of working with one another. So 6 or 7 of you in a group, you must can get each other's address, all right, each other addresses, and communicate with one another, all right. If you don't want to use Google Docs or Google Slides, you can use whatever program you choose to, whatever program you are comfortable with. I am not going to force a program on you. I can only make suggestions, right? But my job is to make sure that I facilitate you in terms of providing the lesson, providing the outline, providing the syllabus, providing some explanation, make sure there is interaction, communication, right? And to make sure a good grade is assigned to your work at the end of the day. But you can choose whatever program you are comfortable with. So if you are comfortable with Microsoft Word, then work with Microsoft Word. I could give you an idea though. If you're working with Microsoft Word and you're doing group journal, then okay, suppose you plan as a group to put in 30 pictures and put captions on those pictures of current religious happenings. The first person puts on her 6 pictures and caption and then sends it to the next person. The next person puts on hers and then sends it to the other person. All right. So each person can be working individually on your own page. But when you get the group file, you copy from your individual page and paste it into the group file. Once you have that, you just upload the work with all the names of the persons in the group in that section marked group work. The teacher sees it, goes through it, evaluates it, and assigns a grade to the group. Whatever grade the group gets, the individual gets. Basically that. So group work is not hard online, all right? We just want to take it in strides, and master this. Don't worry about the online situation. The greatest challenge for us right now is connectivity. As you see from morning, I have been having challenges, right, with the service providers and the level of service they provide, right? But separate and apart from connectivity, online is actually the best right now, right? And we want to use it because we really don't want to be left behind in terms of, the teaching and learning process. All right, the next thing now, and the final thing, is the final grading, which is the end of term test. So this is how we're doing it. Doing it very, very reasonable, very wise. You get only one test, which is the end of term test. The other test is to just do asynchronously at your own pace. But this test is the final test to balance your grades. So this test will be sent to you the week of November 9, and you have 1 hour to do it. All right. So you begin exactly at the time when you're supposed to begin class. Now you can do the test first, and after that, you mark your names. But do the test, you have 1 hour to do it. Don't forget to click submit. After you finish the test, it will be a multiple choice test, 50 questions. After you go through and you do the check and you do the choices or do the test, just click submit. Once you submit, it means that you have handed in your work or you have handed in the test. The teacher gets your grade, assigns it to you, to your other 2 grade. Let us say you got 100 for your individual work, which is things to do on case studies. You got another 100 for the group work. Now you get 100% for the test. That is 300 divided by 3. You have 100 for your term average. It's as easy as that. It's as easy as that, ladies. right? So the same thing that we did, or what we did in the physical space, we are able to do even more in cyberspace. All right. So you just have to know how to work with it and be consistent and be determined, and we can get it done. All right. We will have to limit the time. We will have to limit the time when you do the uh, multiple choice test. Have to limit the time, because if we were in the physical space and we give you a multiple choice test to do, the teacher would be there and the teacher would wait for the hour and would have collected the paper after those two uh, periods, or those two uh, sections are up. All right. So it's the same thing in cyberspace. We want you to just know that you're having a test, prepare for it, get ready for it. Uh, Immediately as the hour comes, you open the test and you do it. After class, the teacher is expecting to see everybody submit the test. If you have a challenge, I would need to know. Okay? If you have a challenge, I would need to know. So you will post a message to me saying that the internet went down in your area. All right. So I would know that the internet went down in your neck of the woods. So then I should set another test for you, or something like that. But I need to know. So, ladies, the test is very, very serious. You are going to need to communicate with the teacher, because when the test is up for next week, the teacher is expecting to see if it is 40 of you that are in the class, the teacher expects to see 40 separate submissions, right? So you have to take this seriously, and you can't take it lying down, right? And once you do this, you should be able to enjoy your Christmas, right? Any other question? I'm going to ask you to post it to the Google Classroom, or post it in your WhatsApp group, right? Don't post it individually. I may not see it if you post it individually, but I have a duty to pay attention to my class. My classes come first, so I'm going to, if I'm checking WhatsApp, I have to look what is going on in the classes, as long as it's not holiday. So once you post it in the classroom part of WhatsApp, for example, I'm going to be looking at 8:30. All right. I look at 8:30 and all the questions asked in 8:30. Once I answer it in the class, everybody will benefit from the answer that is given. So ask it in the class, you are better off. You can also ask it in the stream section of the Google Classroom platform. Right? That is where we communicate with each other. That is where the teacher sends you a message. That is where you send a message to the teacher. However, that message is not private. If you want to send a private message to the teacher, there's a section in the classroom where it says send a private message. And when you send that private message, nobody will hear or nobody will see the message that you send. Only the teacher will see it. But that part is in the class work. If you send your message in stream, it's a public message for the whole class. Everybody can see it. If you send it as a private message in the segment or in the section that is marked classwork, only the teacher that you send it to can see it, or only the person that you send it to can see it. So the Google Classroom platform is a very wonderful thing, and it can be very effective in the teaching and learning process if we just understand it and use it, effectively. All right. All right. So any other questions, ladies, just let me know.